7 Deadly Signs of an Immature Man. If you've ever been in a relationship with an immature man, you're likely familiar with the exasperation and emotional toll it can exact. These individuals may project charm and confidence at first glance, yet beneath the surface, they often lack the necessary emotional maturity for a healthy relationship. In this video, we'll delve deeper into the 7 telltale signs of immaturity in men and how to identify them early on. Whether you're currently in a relationship or embarking on a new one, recognizing these signs can empower you to make wiser choices and steer clear of potential heartache. So, let's embark on this journey and explore the less appealing aspects of immaturity. 1. He cannot take responsibility. The term lack of responsibility typically conjures images of a teenager refusing to complete their chores or an adult who habitually shifts blame onto others for their errors. In the context of relationships, a deficiency of responsibility can raise significant concerns. An immature man often evades his responsibilities and avoids owning up to his actions. He resorts to making excuses for his conduct, attributing his problems to external sources, and sidestepping accountability whenever possible. Such an individual tends to be passive and waits for instructions rather than taking the initiative to set things right. Within a relationship, this absence of responsibility can prove highly exasperating. It may create the impression that you are constantly shouldering the burden, putting in all the effort to sustain the relationship. Let's face it, who desires a relationship where they bear the entire workload? Recognizing this unmistakable sign of immaturity early on is crucial, as a lack of responsibility often hints at deeper underlying issues. It can signify that the individual in question might lack the emotional maturity required for a healthy and committed relationship. 2. He cannot handle criticisms. An immature man frequently interprets criticism as a personal affront, rather than recognizing it as an opportunity for personal growth and improvement. His response may involve reacting defensively, becoming confrontational, or even attributing his shortcomings to you. He might go to the extent of avoiding discussions or distancing himself from the person offering the criticism. This conduct reveals a lack of self-awareness and an aversion to confronting his own imperfections. Certainly, receiving criticism can be challenging, especially if it's presented in a harsh or unconstructive manner. Nevertheless, a mature man possesses the ability to differentiate between the delivery style and the underlying message, and he can handle the critique gracefully. He is willing to assume responsibility for his actions and take proactive steps to rectify any mistakes. Therefore, if you're in a relationship with a man who struggles to cope with criticism, it's essential to consider how this might affect your long-term relationship. The capacity to embrace constructive feedback is a fundamental component of any healthy relationship, whether it's in the context of romance, a professional setting, or personal interactions. 3. He lacks self-control. Picture this scenario: you're on a date with a guy, and things are going exceptionally well. He's making you laugh, the conversation is flowing seamlessly, and you're thoroughly enjoying the evening. However, suddenly, he loses his temper over a minor issue, such as a delay in the food service by the waiter. Alternatively, he might become intoxicated and openly flirt with other women in your presence. This lack of self-control can raise significant concerns within a relationship, indicating an inability to manage his emotions and impulses, potentially leading to future complications. This absence of self-control isn't limited to the dating realm. It can manifest in various aspects of life, including overspending, engaging in physical altercations, or struggling with addiction. It often signifies deeper underlying issues and can serve as a substantial obstacle to personal growth and maturity. The encouraging aspect is that self-control can be cultivated and honed over time through dedication and willingness. However, if a man refuses to take responsibility for his actions and make an effort to change, it's advisable to maintain a distance. Trust me, being in a relationship with someone who struggles to maintain their composure is not an ideal situation. 4. He's highly insecure. In the realm of identifying warning signs of immaturity in a man, one crucial aspect to remain vigilant about is insecurity. An insecure man is frequently haunted by self-doubt and a lack of confidence in his own abilities and self-worth. This insecurity can manifest in various ways, including tendencies towards jealousy and possessiveness in relationships, controlling behavior, and a persistent inability to trust others. Consider the challenges of being in a relationship with a man who consistently interrogates you about your whereabouts or becomes irate when you engage with other men. Alternatively, think about a man who is so consumed by his insecurities that he struggles to handle your achievements without feeling threatened. Such behavior can be incredibly draining and exhausting, hardly conducive to a healthy way of life. Insecurity can also render it difficult for an immature man to cope with criticism or rejection. Instead of viewing such feedback as an opportunity for personal growth and improvement, he might react defensively or lash out when his flaws are pointed out. 5. They are irresponsible with their finances. This is akin to a clear warning sign, like a bright red flag waving in the wind, signaling that it's time to consider running in the opposite direction. When a man demonstrates an inability to manage his finances, it serves as a stark indicator that he lacks the necessary maturity and responsibility required for adult life. A mature man comprehends that financial responsibility is a fundamental component of achieving his aspirations and securing a stable future for both himself and his loved ones. He recognizes the importance of working diligently and making necessary sacrifices in the present to ensure a brighter tomorrow. Conversely, an immature man will grapple with budgeting, saving, and investing, potentially lacking even a basic understanding of financial principles. He may continually seek loans and financial assistance from others and exhibit little capacity to learn from his financial missteps. Beyond the monetary aspect, financial irresponsibility also underscores a dearth of maturity and foresight. It underscores an individual's inability to grasp the significance of planning for the future and taking care of both oneself and others. It's as if they are living exclusively in the present moment without contemplating the repercussions of their actions, which can result in a myriad of problems over time. 6. He has a fragile ego. Have you ever been involved with a man who couldn't handle the slightest hint of criticism? A man who perpetually insists on being right and cannot tolerate being proven wrong? This behavior is a classic manifestation of a delicate ego. A man harboring a fragile ego resembles a potentially explosive situation, poised to erupt at any given moment. He perpetually craves validation and affirmation, and when these are lacking, he may react defensively, with anger, or even aggression. Constructive criticism is beyond his grasp, and he might react with outbursts or emotional withdrawal. He is unable to handle any form of feedback that might portray him in a negative light or indicate areas for improvement. Such an individual is not only challenging to maintain a relationship with but also detrimental to his personal development. A fragile ego underscores low self-esteem and a lack of self-confidence, hindering personal growth and self-improvement. 7. He's an emotional infant. An emotionally underdeveloped man might encounter difficulty in comprehending his own emotions, not to mention the emotions of those around him. Empathy could be a challenge, rendering him incapable of establishing a genuine emotional connection with you. This can result in communication hurdles, leaving you with a sense of frustration and isolation. Furthermore, emotionally immature men may grapple with regulating their own emotional responses. Rather than addressing issues calmly and rationally, they may resort to outbursts of anger or respond with verbal abuse. Alternatively, they might continually engage in the blame game, persistently shifting responsibility onto others instead of taking ownership of their actions. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.